What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GTP Weekly Podcast, Episode 2, Game Tech Talks with my boy Joe over here. And we're going to be talking about some E3 because really there's not much else to talk about. It has been nuts since yesterday. I know. I'm feeling really I'm feeling really exhausted right now, and that's why I opted to cover everything in 2 podcasts this week. So we're going to be doing another one at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Tuesday night to kind of get the last 2 days in there, because if I tried to make videos to cover everything plus everything else I'm working on, it was driving me nuts. So I thought, you know what, we'll do it this way and cover what we can in here, because man, it's been a good E3 for me. I've seen some mixed comments. There's going to be that, but it seems so far generally well received, and I know I've really been enjoying E3 so far. In general, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah,
what's going on?
It's been really cool, I've seen, some things I don't like. I've seen one specific, just complete flop, but it was kind of labeled to be a flop, so I can't be too mad. And, just some really good shows. I don't know if we're going to have time to get into it, but that PC gaming show was really good, too. I didn't get a chance to watch the Future gaming show, though.
Yeah, me neither. And you got to catch more of the PC gaming than me, because I had to get into editing and getting things ready for tonight's podcast, so I really missed out on a lot of that. So if we don't have time to get into it here, we will hit some of the PC gaming highlights Tuesday night when we recap the rest. But we'll try to make time for it, because for me and you, PC gaming, along with our consoles, is just a big part of what we do. So biggest showcases so far: Ubisoft Forward, and the Xbox Bethesda showcase, right? And to me, they both delivered pretty good. Xbox, of course, more than Ubisoft, and for me,
Yeah.
they pretty much did everything I wanted them to do. There might have been a few things I didn't see, but they definitely knocked it out of the park for me today. For Xbox, I thought it was a good 1.5 90-minute show.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd love to say that Warner Brothers' 10-minute gig on Back for Blood was my favorite thing, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and that's nothing that me and you were talking about last week for Warner Brothers either.
Yeah,
Like they
you know
didn't.
what? The thing is, it says it right in the show lineup, Back for Blood, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, they're not going to show one game.
Yeah, and yeah, they didn't come with anything. My guess is a bunch of stuff probably got delayed. Who knows what their work schedules were the past year, and I think they pushed some stuff back. But Gotham Knights is still a 2021
And I mean,
release, so
you got to also remember that there's even things that Xbox didn't show this time around as much as they did. There's things they held back because I'm pretty sure you got Gamescom coming up, right?
yeah, it all summer long. There's
Yeah.
state of plays and events and Gamescom and more. So they never show everything now. I feel like E3's continued to get scaled back a little bit. I think it's good so far this year, but it doesn't. The past few years it hasn't felt like it used to, where everybody basically unloaded everything for the rest of the year in June. Now they like to
Yeah.
kind of spread it out, and everyone's like, well, we won't hear all about all the games today, but. I
But it's
kind of
all
miss the
right.
days of filling up the convention center with everybody and everybody freaking out in the audience watching this stuff. I hope eventually we can get back to the live E3s, but
Oh
we'll
yeah,
see.
I was actually like I was explaining, to a family member, like, hey, it's the video game like conference this weekend, it's the big thing, and they looked at me. I'm like, it used to be where you'd go into a convention, and
Yeah.
it'd be all like all kinds of people, booths, everything, but now it's just, they're doing it all digitally this year, so.
Yeah. I think they did a better job this year than last year because they had more time to plan. So the shows definitely feel more well planned and more prepared for that. Because last year, you got to figure they were in the middle of planning or almost done planning a live show, everybody,
They're
and then
probably
they
like
found out that wouldn't happen. So
venue set up, like, everything.
yeah,
There's a
yeah, that
lot.
stuff takes a lot of time. Absolutely. So for me, the past few days with E3 and everything else, I haven't had much time to game. The only gaming I did was with you and Ben. I don't think he's in here.
That was fun.
On
That was
Knockout
real
City.
fun.
Yeah, we had a great time playing Knockout City. But that's all I've gotten to do. Have you had any time to play anything or no?
Well, I had my first affiliate stream. I think that was Thursday, where I streamed Control on GeForce Now. That was really good. That's the first time actually I tried Control out like for real. So
Yeah.
that was a good experience, and GFN played it well. The stream went well. Everything was good. But other than that, I log on to MLB The Show pretty much every day, and I do my dailies there, and I try and do a little more with that. Road Company, I do about the same thing. I try and get on that every day, but sometimes you just don't have time for everything. So.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, with the slate of games we've seen so far that's coming, you better finish up whatever you got because there, there's a lot coming, especially if you've got Game Pass. But that's going to be later on. We're not starting there. So what we want to start with to get into here, we got us a little video to kind of go through. So we can't cover everything. E3's just been too nutty for everything. But we're going to touch on some stuff. Devolver Digital, the Ubisoft Forward event, Square Enix, and the Xbox Showcase. If we have time to veer off into anything else along the way, we certainly will get into that. But Devolver Digital was a funny one, right?
And
Because
a lot of people missed it because, like, a lot of main sources did not show their showcase. I mean, understandably, they were very filthy mouthed.
they did their own
But
thing. They had it on their YouTube channel and on their website, and they did their own thing. And it was a good 30-minute show for the most part. It was a lot of just funny, just acting and gory stuff. And there wasn't a lot of game stuff shown, but they did show a lot of games quick. So Phantom Abyss, which is going to be coming out on GFN, Wizard with a Gun, Death's Door, Inscription, Tumble Time, Demon Throttle, which is an exclusive Switch game. You were saying it could even be exclusive physical copy, which would be pretty cool, but Who knows? And Shadow Warrior 3, which was probably the biggest, one of the biggest games they showed. And we'll take a look at that and see what we're thinking. But this was cool, right? Like HBO Max, Peacock, Disney. Like they made fun of.
If you watched Devolver Digital shows in the past, like I don't remember if I checked it out last year, but the year before they did what was it, loot box coin?
Yeah, they were making fun of the whole loot box thing and lawsuits last year. Yeah, they always do something interesting, which it's fun. It's fun that they do that stuff. But yeah, this was really fun.
I enjoyed watching this. This was fun.
Yeah. So we'll just take a quick look. Phantom Abyss is one game that I don't know if I'm excited for it yet, but it is a procedurally generated, like, dungeon running game, co-op. It's coming to GeForce Now and PC and all that. So, but this is the first real reveal they had of it, even though we announced it on the news for GFN about a month ago. So, it looks cool though. It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. It's got those type of graphics that run really well on like anything.
Yeah.
So, like, this is a perfect candidate for your cloud gaming platforms in general. And I mean, it's honestly, when I was watching it, I was like, are we getting an Indiana Jones game here? Like, look at the whip crack. And
the whip is cool.
So, I think that this is one to keep your eye on. I don't think it'll take off, but I think it'll be a fun game.
Yeah, definitely interested to see how this game does. And you're right, it'll run on cloud well. It'll run on other older PCs, hardware. It's going to be a friendly game to run. So Shadow Warrior, right? This was probably their showcase game.
Yeah,
it looks pretty cool.
Shadow Warrior 1 and 2 at least have been on Game Pass at some point, if they're not on there still.
Right.
And that's been I've tried those games out. It looks like they've done a little something different, like with their engine or something, because this doesn't look to me a lot like those Shadow Warrior games I tried out.
Right. No, 3 definitely has the upgrades. I don't know if it's same engine or not. I don't think so, just looking at it, but no, it looked impressive to me. It really got my attention because honestly, I didn't really get into or play the first too much. I think I tried the first one because of Game Pass. But
yeah, that's how I tried them. And honestly, when I was watching this, I was getting some Doom feels from it.
Yeah, definitely shinier than Doom, but I don't want to say funnier. I don't know what I'm looking for. It's a parody look of Doom.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to point out Dusty in chat talking about the Replaced and I've actually got those 2 games listed as 2 of the games I want to talk about tonight.
That's awesome. Yep, so do I, and they're in this video. So yeah, we are going to get onto those for sure. Great games to bring up, and yeah, we both have those listed as games we'll be checking out for sure. But yeah, I think Shadow Warrior 3 I'll definitely be checking out. Phantom Abyss, because of course with GeForce Now and all that, we'll be checking that out. But there wasn't a lot else. Maybe the Demon Throttle game for Switch, but
there's just some 2D games that looked really cool. You're seeing a lot of these like little 2D games that, remind you of the old school Nintendo and Super Nintendo style, but like upscaled, for today. So that's a cool thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to the bigger event for Saturday that we had yesterday, and they did well. I mean, I thought Ubisoft really did well yesterday, and where we're going to start here with Extraction, totally a game that wasn't on my radar that is now, especially after playing games like World War Z and that type of thing. The whole co-op Extraction thing just really interests me.
Oh yeah, this looks really freaking cool. And another thing I'm excited for is this is your engine of Rainbow Six Siege going on. So if you want to get into Siege and you have this game, like you can chill and you can kind of learn the controls playing this game, and you could probably go into Siege now and hold your own a little bit.
I was thinking that too. It's a great way to really hone those skills because it is so similar. But yeah, really excited for this game. And thank you, Carlos Alvaredo, if I'm saying that right. $1.99 super chat. Xbox E3 delivered. Future for Xbox looks bright. You are right. I can't wait till we get to that part of the podcast because I'm definitely super excited for Xbox. So we'll get there soon. All right. So yeah, man, definitely what they showed of this game, and I don't have the gameplay in this particular video. Definitely go check that out if you guys want to. The gameplay looks good as well, and it looks like Siege, but co-op extraction. And this was Quarantine, but nobody wants to be quarantined anymore, so we got Extraction. I actually really like that name better. I think it suits this game a lot better.
It's got a little bit of a Gears of War Horde meets Rainbow Six Siege 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, just it really does look that way, and you get a lot of the toys over from Siege, and I'm wondering what kind of crossover stuff you might really see with this, because Siege has such a strong player base, and I think this game is gonna have a pretty strong player base pretty quick as well.
Oh, like I said, man, I'm honestly excited to try it out because this will now open up another game option for me, which is, Rainbow Six Siege. I did not start playing that right away, and I cannot get into it now because I just get handed.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll come across some more of that here in a minute because I do want to talk about Six Siege coming to cross play here, so... But this game's going to be on Stadia too, man. Ubisoft brought it this year, is bringing it with these games coming to Stadia and Luna. This one isn't listed for Luna yet, but they have Siege, so I could see it happening. But there are other games that are listed. They're really, giving love to cloud. They did say their PC games would come to Luna and Stadia and have cross-save and cross-progression as much as possible going forward, and it looks like they're working on that, which is cool. I want to be able to play these games all over the place.
There's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games, so I need to be able to play. I need to be able to spread out and play in more places.
Now, acoustic players.
Now, this isn't for everybody, right? But Rocksmith, I played the original Rocksmith. Being a guitar player, it was great. And this one, you don't even need all the hookups that they used to have. You can use your phone as a mic through Wi-Fi connected to Rocksmith Plus, and it will listen to your acoustic or your amp or whatever and play in real time on your PC or wherever you're playing the game. Really cool stuff going on here for guitar.
And I mean, this is a game I will not personally be playing myself, but I was excited to see it because I love music for one. You know that.
Right.
And
bass player.
And, that was actually one of the things I want to look into. Can you hook up your bass to it?
I believe this has a bass side. The original did. So, yeah, man. I believe you will be able to do that. It's pretty cool. Hold on. We're not ready for you yet. But, yeah, Rocksmith. I am. I know this game. So, what's up, CGX? Thank you guys for jumping in. Dude, I was talking about this last week, and this was one of the games I wanted to see, and they did it. So, Riders Republic, I'm sure when you saw this, I told you last week this is your kind of game. I'm sure when you saw this, you were like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. I like the variety. Even if it's a little clunky, being that there's a variety going on, I'd probably be able to deal with it. But like the BMX games, I loved like Dave Mirra BMX, the Matt Hoffman BMX, like they were awesome games back in the day. And then you got the, what is it? Does this have snowboarding in it?
Yeah.
There's been so many games.
It's got like everything. It
The
even has
air
freaking
gliding.
flying jet air glide. Dude, I mean, come on. I can't wait for this game, honestly. There you go.
So the variety of it is just like, I'm looking forward to trying this game out. This is definitely going to be a game I try.
And huge multiplayer, man. I mean, that's awesome. I think, what they say, 64? I don't know if I missed it, but it's a lot. Like, big multiplayer matches in this. It's going to be a ton of fun.
You can see the customization, you're going to be able to unlock
Look, ice cream cart, man.
goofy things for your bike and for your character, So, like, honestly, I love that kind of thing, where you can customize, obviously you're going to be able to buy the cosmetics or you'd be able to unlock them, buying them's quicker, obviously, but, if they keep it as cosmetics, I'm fine with the purchases inside games.
Yeah, me too. I don't mind a little bit of monetization, especially if the game deserves it. If it's good and if it's not affecting gameplay. Absolutely. But some of the stuff in this game does look hilarious. Like, super excited for that. Did you sign up for the beta?
I did not get a chance to sign up. I've had so much going on this weekend.
Yeah, me neither, man. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta go
I
sign up
want
for some of
to.
this stuff. Yeah. So Rainbow Six Siege, June 30th, launch on Stadia, which is great. I know the community's been dying to get their hands on this game over there. Crossplay, cross progression, available between PC, Stadia, and Luna. This game's been on Luna, runs well on there, 60 FPS. What do you think, man? Stadia's gonna run this game just fine and hold up to the crossplay against PC and Luna?
This game seems to run fairly easily on most platforms, so I don't think it'll be any issue as far as performance goes on Stadia. I think what you're going to have is an issue when, you get, say you start playing this game and, you start ranking up your skill-based matchmaking, and you're going to hit a wall when you get to those certain PC players. Like, that's going to be an issue, and I don't play Siege, so I don't know how the anti-cheat is on it.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
if that's
I've
going to be an issue too,
yeah.
then like look at Warzone. Like Warzone has a lot of console players that just shut their crossplay off because of the cheating on PC.
Yeah, I think they're going to handle it okay. And I know they do pretty well with the anti-cheat in this game, but you never know. When you're playing against PC players that are like 240 FPS and they're nerding out on Siege and they're in crossplay with the keyboard and mouse, you're going to have those rounds where it's just like you think people are cheating, but they're not. Just because of their setup.
And honestly, that's not even just PC. Like, even if they were crossplay only with like PlayStation and Xbox, they're still going to run into that wall.
True.
True. Where like local can, get those few milliseconds, and that's a game where those milliseconds count.
Yeah. And we know we can turn off cross play and that type of thing normally, but Luna and Stadia don't have a very big player base right now. And then we've got crossplay for consoles coming, so it looks like PlayStation's going to play nice on this one. They don't like crossplay very often, so Xbox and PlayStation cross progression available between the platforms. I thought it was just going to be Xbox platforms and PlayStation platforms could crossplay PS4, PS5, that kind of thing, but they're going to allow it. So
is PlayStation playing nice, or is PlayStation got a little more money in their pocket?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. But still good, man. Good for the players. You know what I mean? Because player base,
no, regardless of how that went down, bravo to Ubisoft if they're the ones who made it happen. Kudos to PlayStation if they just let it happen.
So between that and the content they're releasing, which we're not going to really get into here, but they're releasing more content for Siege and whatnot. Good plan for this game. It's going to get an additional injection of players. It's going to get a little bit of refresh. It's going to keep it alive, and then of course Extraction is going to come out as well. So it's looking good for Siege and Extraction, I think.
I like that what these devs are doing is when they see a game working out, they're starting to try and keep it around. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Trackmania. So we got some new stuff coming to Trackmania. I don't know if you've ever played this, have you?
I played it a little bit when it first came out, and I had so much going on at the time when it came out, as far as other games and whatnot, that I just kind of tried it and put it away real quick. However, watching this, some of this reminds me a little bit of like some Fall Guys type stuff, so I want to check it out and see how the races are on that.
Yeah, Trackmania is a lot of fun, and it's another one that runs really good on GeForce Now. I'd like to see it come more places. It could pop up on Luna or Stadia because it is Ubisoft. But, yeah, it's a fun game, man. If you haven't tried it out, it's definitely worth it. And I like that whole thing where bouncing on water and everything now. It looks like a lot of fun. Now, Brawlhalla. Again, a game that never got me. I don't know if you've,
I'm not a big... I played Brawlhalla maybe for like an hour or two. But the Ninja Turtles on anything is just awesome.
I saw this and was like, where I have to do it now. And of course, being a Smash Brothers player and that kind of thing, it is an appealing game. I just never really had the time or got into it. But when you put Ninja Turtles in something, I tend to want to jump in. So, all right. So some of these I want to go through a little quick here. So the Crew 2 has got some stuff going on. They're keeping that game alive as well. Ubisoft's so big into their live service games. Watch Dogs, Bloodlines. We're getting the Aiden Pierce back from the original Watch Dogs. So nothing crazy here, but decent support for the games that are out and decent expansions coming. Watch Dogs Legion, I thought it would get me, but I don't know, man. I only put about 3-4 hours into it. I haven't really gone back. I probably should try to get into it.
I mean, I wasn't like a super big into Watch Dogs from the get-go. Like I thought it was an awesome game, and like I enjoyed it, but it was one of those games where, it was like, all right, I've got this amount of games in front of me. What do I play? And, Watch Dogs lost. So,
Yeah,
that
yeah. I
was.
mean, a lot of games were coming out when that came out. Yeah, and Valhalla also, and being big into Origins and Odyssey, Valhalla grabbed me too, which is a game I need to go back to. The Siege of Paris, man, this is a cool looking expansion they have coming out. It's big too. Remember when they added that whole Olympus area or whatever it was in Odyssey? It was like a whole new area to
Odyssey
go
was a
explore.
masterpiece, man.
That's kind of how this feels. This add-on, not, it's a different universe in the world of Assassin's Creed, but the size and scope of this reminds me of that expansion for Odyssey.
I got to get into it a little more. It can be a little overwhelming where you're trying to figure out the missions to do, the raids to run, the buildings to build, the materials to farm. Like there is a lot in this game, and that's good for these type of games. But sometimes you just don't have the time, and you need something a little more simple. So this is a game
Right.
I will get into. I did play the beginning of it. I played the first few missions. I did make it over to the main island and whatnot, but I didn't get too far into that after it.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar. I might have got a little farther, and I did a ton of testing on this game and made a lot of videos for it. Odyssey was the same way. I loved it when it came out, but I played it for like maybe 6 hours. I put it down because there was a lot of other games, and then like a few months later, I came back and put like 156 hours into it. And I have a feeling for Valhalla, that's going to be one of those games that I just jump in again. I hit it hard. I'll probably put 60, 70 hours into it, and then be good. But there was just something about Odyssey, right?
For me personally, it was the Greek
The mythology.
mythology.
Yeah,
The Greek mythology in that. Like I love Greek mythology. I love the little claymation Clash of the Titans back in the day. You know,
yeah,
and obviously they've remade that movie and whatnot, which I enjoy those too. But like that's what really pulled me in with Odyssey was that
yeah,
lore.
yeah. Agreed, definitely. Um, so they're doing this again for the free update. You can go in Viking Age, and it's just like that interactive, kind of like they did with Odyssey. It's really cool that they do this. I went and messed around Odyssey a little bit. Wasn't going to spend a lot of time in it. For me, I'd rather be playing the game, but they put a lot of time into this, like a ton of
Um,
time to make these.
I can tell you like I've got I think I've got about 150 hours in Odyssey easily, and I've played these type of missions from Odyssey, and
Right.
some of them were very comical, very very
Oh yeah.
comical. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if you're bored, you're finished the game, but you don't want to get into this side quest, you just want something quick. This will burn a little bit of your time. Those missions are really cool.
Right. Yeah, man. I got to get back into Valhalla. So, is Far Cry 6 doing anything for you?
Um,
Uh,
Far Cry has never pulled me in. The one that pulled me in the most was Primal.
Prime. Yeah. I wonder why.
Look, it's not because of that clip. But
Dirty things in that game.
it just, it's never really pulled me in. But the gameplay of them, I actually bought 4 or 5 when it was like $5, because
Right.
they look really cool. The gameplay's fun. It's just, again, it's a time thing.
Yeah. So many games, only so much time. Especially with work, streaming, YouTube, on and on. It is tough these days, but Now this was tense though. I'll give them that. Every scene they do with this guy is just it's freaking tense.
First of all, bravo on the actor chosen. Like, this
Yeah.
guy is obviously, most of the world, I would say, has seen Breaking Bad.
Right.
And even
Exactly.
if that's 51% of the world, that's still most.
Yeah. Yeah. Recognition,
But,
man, for sure.
like, this guy has a big following. He was an awesome villain, and, what a great representation, what a great choice of actor for a villain. So that
Yeah.
alone, I think, that has my interest peaked more than most Far Cry's alone, just the actor.
Right. Yeah, and because Far Cry is known for their villains. I mean, they're always a huge, huge part. They're always really interesting. And again, same as you. He would be the reason why I would get into the game to try it out. But again, like you, Far Cry's never been my series, even though I've played it a little bit. But we'll see what happens when it comes out. We know I'm going to be testing it, so I'll have the game regardless. So hopefully, if I have time, I might actually be able to get into it. But so many of these games are getting so big compared to what they used to be too. Back in the day for us, like it takes it a lot longer to get through these games than it used to.
Oh yeah, they've gone for longevity. They want these single player type games to last 60, 80, 100 hours.
Right.
And that's if you finish everything. Whereas if you just go through the main story, a lot of times you're looking at like 20, 30, 40 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, not a great launch title, but Cyberpunk, arguably, people were beating that in about 22 hours. So, it wasn't just for the main story, of course, not for everything else. They also have a DLC for Far Cry 6, which is like you're going to be able to play as the villains on the other side, like these missions or something. I don't quite get the whole deal, but look pretty interesting.
I I have a problem with announcing DLC for a game before it's out.
Dude, I was gonna
I,
say you always hate when like they want to sell me something
I
before they've even sold me the original game. I get it.
I have a problem because it's like, okay, it's not like, like, obviously this content's somewhat ready. The game's not out yet. It
Right.
can be part of the game. Why don't you do it that way?
But it does also show, future support, and that stuff is coming down the road. But I remember back in the day with Call of Duty, they would like announce the maps that were going to be coming, and how much that was going to be, like while they were launching the game. And you're like, why? Don't tell me what I'm going to have to pay for later.
We also were spoiled when Xbox Live first came around and everything that came out for games was
Everything,
free. Like,
everything was
and the
free.
culture shock of, them putting a price on something that they put out was like, what?
Yep. Yeah, I
What are
remember
they?
the first time
It
we had
was
to
two
buy
years
maps for
after
Call
the
of
game
Duty.
was out, and they charged something for like another map in Mech Warrior, and we're just like
Yeah.
looking at ourselves like,
Like what?
why?
Yeah. Absolutely,
So,
definitely, man, definitely. Far Cry 6, another game that's going to be pretty much out everywhere, which is great. Let's get to this. All right, man. Did you play the original
I
on
had
Switch?
never played Mario versus Rabbids, or Mario plus Rabbids. Sorry,
Yes.
I've not played it myself. That's mostly because like this is like the only Nintendo game ever that goes on sale.
Uh,
And I'm just like, if it's always on sale, I probably don't want to play it. Like, honestly,
no,
that's just perfectly honest right there.
it's really good if you like, kind of like a lot of turn-based combat, SOCOM style, but Ubisoft and Nintendo. It's really good. It's definitely one I'll be grabbing up and playing. I did beat the first one. I traded in. That was back when I still bought physical and traded stuff in.
It looks really cool though. I will say that. Like,
Now, did you
oh
know what
man,
this was when it popped up? Because as soon as
I
I saw the plants,
was.
man.
No, I was sitting here. I'm looking. I'm like, is this the Star Wars game Ubisoft is working on?
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely could have been that, for sure.
And I seen that thing. I'm like, and then I seen that. I'm like, shit.
Uh,
It's Avatar. Like,
it's
I'm not disappointed about that.
Nope. I would have been happy with the open world Star Wars game or Avatar, and they showed Avatar, and it's not a lot of like gameplay, of course, but I love Avatar. So we got the next two movies coming out. Doesn't mean this game's gonna be good, but it looks pretty good.
I honestly like just it being Avatar. I'm gonna try it
Of
honestly.
course.
You know, they could give me something that looks like ET on the original Atari, and I'm still going to go pick it up and try it just simply because it's Avatar.
Yeah.
Who knows what the possibilities they could do with this are pretty vast.
Yeah.
So,
And you know something interesting that I think anyway, this was the only 2022 release announced for Stadia.
yeah, I believe
Um,
this actually advertised Stadia and Luna as well.
yeah, for 2022, I'm pretty sure. That was pretty cool that it's going to be coming to cloud as well.
So yeah, you got um, obviously a 2022 release for Stadia. A lot of people are going to be happy about for even if they don't like Avatar, you know, just
Yeah,
alone
it's just to
for
see that there are plans past 2021,
mm,
for the platform because it's a little creepy this year missing like F1 2021, GP Moto 2021, and different like year-end things. So it was really cool to see a 2020 game, like a big game like this. Yeah,
yeah.
Stadia, Luna, PC, the series, and 5. So no Xbox One, which is good. It's not going to be held, no hold back, no anything. Should be looking good.
But Ubisoft had a really good show, I'd say. They even had let me see here. I believe they even advertised a movie, but unlike
Yeah.
Gearbox, didn't try and shove it down your throat 3 times.
It was Gearbox was a lot of promoting the movie, and it was fine. It was fine, but not a lot.
No,
That I
no
wanted.
hate for it, but like
No,
I was sitting there, I'm like, I want to see more games.
yeah. I think they
So
showed that Wonderland game or something like
uh,
that, and the movie.
yeah, it was they had like Wonderlands, which is going to be like an extension of Borderlands. Um, they had there was another notable game on there. They had DLC for Godfall, but Tribes of Midgard looks a lot like Valheim with
Oh, okay,
some of its stuff. So that's going to be one to keep your eye on.
definitely. So I know you're a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
I
Um,
love everything like comic books, man. Like
yeah.
I'm loving this age we're in.
Yeah, well, it's great, right? And these games are really starting to look good. I saw mixed comments during this live stream for Guardians, but ultimately seemed pretty positive, and what I saw looked pretty good. I know people are gun shy because of Marvel's Avengers not taking off like they wanted to, although there is a lot of content coming to that game. But yeah, what did you think about this, man? Are you excited for it?
I am looking forward to trying this game. I don't know if this will be a day one purchase for me, but I am definitely excited to try this game. This to me feels like what Avengers would have been like as a single player game. That's what I think they were going for here. Maybe like they're trying out two models. They're trying the multiplayer side of it with Avengers. They're trying the single player side of it with Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're going to see what works. They're going to see what has that good synchrony, like that good
Yeah.
symmetry. I mean, going with the gamers and whatnot.
Yeah, because we know Avengers started as a single player campaign. And it launched and it plans got changed and it got changed to more of a live service game, and it kind of felt half and half, unfinished in both ways when it launched. Still a lot of good gameplay in there and stuff, but it was not the greatest launch. But they do have content coming. Did you see this?
Yes, yes.
There's a lot coming that interests me.
Avengers had me hooked there for the first like month, and I was loving that game, but I was playing it by myself. I
Right.
couldn't get matchmaking going on.
Oh, yeah.
There was bad issues with that. You get to a certain point where you kind of want some people to play with. So, you're either LFG in it or you're hoping the matchmaking works. And I just really, sometimes I just don't want to LFG for, like some games, and that wasn't one
Yeah.
of them I was into enough to start LFGing for.
Definitely interested in the replayable boss fights, the patrol mode, the additional gear. Like, it seems like it's going to be a more rounded, full-fledged game, live service game, because like I said, it really felt too half in like campaign single player and half in live service when it launched. And it looks like these Summer and Beyond updates are really going to be working to change that. And a game I thought I probably wouldn't go back to, Avengers. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give it a shot when all this stuff starts coming out.
And I also like that they're doing all these updates for free.
Yeah, you're not paying for any of this stuff. The Wakanda DLC, these new things that are coming out for Summer and Beyond. This is all to help get the game where it needs to be.
And that's
so.
one thing that I like, you know, that they're doing is they're kind of like, okay, guys, we had a rough release. We're going to give you a bunch of content that we had originally planned on selling for free.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because there were other plans. I mean, there were other plans for this stuff, but they couldn't charge after the launch, which is beneficial for everybody else, right? But
I mean, I'm just glad that Square Enix hasn't quite pissed me off yet. You know, like
not yet. And I do have hope for Guardians. I have hope for this content. You know, I like that. You know where they're headed, so I'm not mad at them yet, but they can't drop the ball again. Like they need to be on this stuff.
Yeah, I'd say out of the whole showcase here with Square Enix, the only thing I didn't see that I wanted to was Final Fantasy 16. And I want to say they even maybe like mentioned it, saying like we look forward to showing you more on games like Final Fantasy 16. And I believe they even mentioned that at the end.
Yeah, I saw something in a tweet too, I think. I don't have it here though. But yeah, there's more coming, of course. And like we were saying, they don't always drop everything at E3. You know, they've gotten to where they start spreading it out over a few months into fall. So, all right. So most of the rest of the show is dedicated to the Xbox event because this was 90 minutes long. I condensed this thing down as much as I could to the things I think were important. But look at this, man. Available today, right? Play day one this year and then coming day one in the future, and 20 or 30 games announced today. 27 are Game Pass, and all Game Pass games are Xbox Cloud gaming games.
Yeah, they brought it. If you remember last week, games down your throat, man, and that's exactly what they did.
They did.
I expected them to talk a little more about some of their cloud gaming stuff. But at the same time, I wasn't necessarily surprised that they, you know, didn't.
Right.
So,
no, it just showed it. It was good enough to show that Game Pass is unifying, you know, that they're trying to make it to where if a game goes in Game Pass, it goes in xCloud if there's a console version. You know what I mean? There's always going to be that split if it's a PC-only game, right? But, you know, it makes me pretty happy, and you don't pay like $8 billion for something and not have exclusive, so...
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. That's business, you know. Unfortunately, you know, there's going to be people on platforms that, you know, are going to not get certain games, but it's always been that way. Except now it's you know, a big fish that's always been on all platforms that is now going to be limited to, you know, say Xbox and PC.
Right. Yeah, man. Pretty excited for Starfield, but again, I know nothing about it. But next year, November, xCloud, console, PC, it's going to be all over the place. So, all right. I believe we got, switch my notes over, Stalker 2, right?
2.
Now, another game kind of like Extraction that was not on my radar. Then I saw this, and yeah, it's a true next-gen game, only on next-gen consoles. And it looks fantastic. Let me get past some of this part here. I want to show this part right here, man. When he starts playing the music, right? He's going to start dancing around, blah, blah, blah. And look outside. And this isn't the best quality because they were the way they streamed it earlier. But if you go watch
like
this
the
in
shadow
4K,
of the basketball, like the basketball backboard on the wall there,
right.
too.
Look at the trees and stuff. This looks so good for next gen right here.
And honestly, I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, these guys are running this on a 3090 because they can get one.
They were pretty adamant that most of the stuff was on Series X, and I like that this time. Like, they were specific about saying it. They were specific about in-game engine, stuff like that. We got a lot of gameplay too. Did you notice we got CGI, but we also got gameplay of almost every game they showed
Hmm.
today?
Yeah, gameplay, the a little bit about the game. It's a nice combination to have both of
Yeah,
those things, because at that point it's just a teaser if it's
right.
just
Now this game's going
CGI.
to
So,
support full, ray tracing, 4K 30 probably with ray tracing, a 60 FPS mode, I'm sure. But yeah,
and another thing that
it's
interests me about this game particularly is like I love the history of Chernobyl. Like when I say that, I don't mean that, a tragedy happened. I
no,
mean like I like to learn the history of it, It's one of the biggest goof ups, of like the time I was born. So,
yeah, man,
um,
absolutely.
I like to look into that kind of stuff. I love the mission in Call of Duty 4, and this game, like just the Chernobyl thing alone, has my interest.
Absolutely, man. And the HBO series Chernobyl was
That was awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Same deal, born around the same time. April 28th next year, again, Game Pass, cloud. This is just what you see all day. Is that consistency for the games minus like 3 of them. Now, Sea of Thieves is a game me and you played when it came out. You played it a little bit more than me after that. I kind of veered off, but I don't know, man. When you start putting Pirates of the Caribbean and Jack Sparrow and Disney and stuff in there, I get a little interested.
It was genius. I mean,
Yeah,
like, honestly, like, why haven't they done this from the start? But
it's a good matchup. I
what
mean,
a
yeah,
what a good
obvious.
way to revitalize the game if it needed it. Like, I'm not even sure it really needed revitalization. I know it wasn't as big as it was. I can't even say when it first came out because like there was a little phase there of a few months after the game came out where it got big with streamers. So,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it still has a very strong player base and dedicated people that still play this game. And I don't know, it's got me wanting to jump back in. And I haven't tried it on Series X yet. I haven't even done a frame rate test or done anything for it on Series X. So I'm really thinking about kind of just getting in. But
I know it looked beautiful on my PC,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I haven't put it on my Series S yet. Well, I actually have installed it, but I didn't try it. Like I
all
have
right,
some weird things like I install a
yeah,
game, like
I
no,
do
can't
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I do it. I have this thing
But
too where I step away like a game like this and I feel overwhelmed to go back and try to figure out what changes and what's going on. But this looks kind of like a nice refresh that I might have to jump in. Look at that! I have to get in on that.
oh yeah, like that's gonna be like one of them random battles you have, I'm sure. After you do, there's usually like a little story quest they have for this kind of stuff where you do that battle once, but then after
Right?
that, it's going to be available again as like a random battle while you're just floating around and whatnot. Though the
Yeah,
ship will just come up on you. So like that's going to be really cool.
yeah.
I actually want to do the story quest in this, and that'd probably be where I go for it.
I think that's what looks the most fun. I think the story quest is going to be really fun with the Jack Sparrow stuff. We've got some magical weapons going on. It looks like some really interesting like magic and ghost ships and just that Disney feel thrown into the game. So yeah, absolutely. I'll have to jump back in on this, but not solo. I used to do a lot of solo on this, and it was a pain in the butt steering doing my ship. So I have to get some
Yeah, this
people in
is
there.
not a solo friendly game in my opinion. But there
It's
are
not
other people who will tell you that they have no problem playing the solo. So
right. So my boy Holtz over on the CGX podcast would be happy with this part right here. Available now with Xbox Game Pass, so I'm pretty sure he already bought it. Is the Yakuza?
and I seen in Hell Monkey's CGX stream earlier today. I seen Marchief was pretty excited for it before this
Oh,
was even
nice.
announced.
Yeah, because I think he was holding off on getting it to see if it went to Game Pass. So yeah, absolutely, Cloud Game Pass, the whole deal. So, all right, what'd you think, man? Battlefield 2042, some actual
Um,
gameplay.
I was happy to see some gameplay, and it looks really cool. The thing is, you know me, I've not been much into Battlefield games in general. The one that I put the most time into was Bad Company 2. Um, However, like looking at this gameplay, and I believe this is one of the games they didn't announce for Game Pass.
Right. We were hoping it would be announced for Game Pass, but it was not.
It'll be on there one day.
One day, but yeah, man, I'll be grabbing it. I mean, just straight up, I do love Battlefield. I've got about 150 hours in Battlefield 5 on PC. This looks great. Now, people are not happy there's no campaign. This is multiplayer only. But if they support it properly and, it's as big as it looks, and look at the emphasis on vehicles. It looks good. I am actually really excited for this.
Oh yeah, man, and there's even people who've talked about the no battle royale, and as big as this game is, it's literally like a war. It's a battle, so you don't really need a battle royale when you're doing battles on this scale.
Yeah.
And he's looking up all those buildings. You can get to the top of those buildings, like they're about to do it now.
The scale is huge. Yeah, this is awesome right here. How they go up. He's like, let me change my stuff around. Ding, ding.
He's just waiting on the elevator.
Yeah, and storm. Man, this is just massive. And they said a lot of these battles, these were 128 players, so 64 versus 64. So why do you need a battle royale that would probably be smaller than the multiplayer itself,
Yeah, it's just, I get it, it's the meta right now, but Battlefield's not really. I think they tried to do a BR in, what was it, 5 or 1?
Yeah, it's Firestorm, not great, man.
And I never really seen a lot of people playing it, so
No.
but everything I'm seeing in this gameplay trailer looks really cool. Like it's got my interest piqued. I do want to try it, but given my history with Battlefield games, I don't necessarily want to buy it.
No, I don't blame you, man. I feel you there, but yeah, it does look good, man. Just the amount of vehicles, destruction, the scale, the dynamic changing maps, which Battlefield 4 had. Really, really cool. They didn't have it to this scale, but like storms would blow in, sandstorms. They had that in Battlefield 1 as well, but this is nutty looking. But no Game Pass now. This is where I was staring at the screen. And
I was
like,
waiting
okay,
for it too. I'm like, Game Pass?
all right. It's not coming right away. I didn't fully expect it, but I was hoping. All right. So what did we have after that? Psychonauts. Yes. I skipped a game called 12 Minutes. That's been shown all over the place. Psychonauts, man. Did you play the original on the OG Xbox?
No, I did not play this game.
I did. I did play it, and it's been forever since there's been the sequel. So really, really excited to see this one.
I mean, I don't think I seen really anything in the E3 showcase that like I was just like, yeah, I would never want to play that.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like every game they showed, I was like, yeah, I could give that a shot. But Psychonauts is one that just a ton of people, fans of the original, have been waiting for. So this is looking really good. It's not necessarily meant to be a next-gen graphical showcase. However, it does look like it's going to run well. It's going to look good.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they keep on putting them games out. I don't care if they're not for me. Keep on putting them out.
Yeah, ton of games coming to Xbox and Game Pass, man. Oh, this is what I want to mention right here. So, Doom Eternal getting a Series X upgrade. We're getting ray tracing, 60 FPS, and a 4K mode. It's going to look great on Game Pass. Definitely be making some test videos on this.
This is another game I've not really actually got into yet. I believe my experience with Doom Eternal has been a few, like maybe an hour for Game Pass quests, rewards quest.
Right.
So with an upscale like that, I'll be trying it out.
Yeah, man, it's definitely worth trying out. And they're also doing enhancements for next gen for ESO as well. A game we've played, we just haven't gotten super deep into, or at least I haven't. But yeah, definitely some good support coming for those.
And there would probably be some ESO fanatics that would hate the way I play, because I hop on, I do a dungeon, I have a healer, I heal like I'm actually a decent healer in that game. I just heal through dungeons. That's what I do. I play it like I played World of Warcraft back in the day. I go through dungeons and I level up that way. I get my gear. I have some fun.
Yeah, I do a lot of healing in that game too if I do play. Next gen upgrades always get me. It's always like, oh, I want to go try it again. And that's kind of like the point. Some people don't care about it, but I do. I love when they bring the 120 FPS modes or the faster loading, the cleaner, higher resolution textures, whatever the case may be. I always love to go check games out after they get updated. So one of my most anticipated games, Halo Infinite. They announced multiplayer free for everyone, which I think is great. The player base day one is going to, boom. And it's also going to have probably a really good campaign. We're focused on Master Chief. It looks nice. It feels like Halo. And this is probably like, besides Forza Horizon 5, which we'll get to, this is one of the games I'm just super hyped for. Just Halo's been a big part of our situation since OG Xbox. So
You put out a Halo game, I'm going to play the campaign of it. That's just like,
yeah, absolutely.
Multiplayer being free, I think that's awesome because there's a lot of people who are the exact opposite. And they say, you put out a Halo game, I'm going to go play ranked duos with my buddy, or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even, like, trying to say that, like in a bad way. It's awesome that they're appealing to so many people, but I myself, I love the story mode. I love to go collect the things in the story mode. I just, that was one of my things. So you put out a Halo game, I'm going to play the story, and, I'm actually, this trailer, it's kind of cool. Like, if you know the lore behind Halo, that Cortana, like she fried a microchip or something, and she was supposed to get the boot.
Yeah, man. This got me. This little trailer thing they showed, it just felt right. It felt really good for Halo. I like this grapple. Let me forward us up a little bit. This part, just felt really Halo to me. Super excited to get into this game, but I want to get to some of the multiplayer stuff, man. It looks good, and that grapple is incorporated in there. You can pick up items, you can grapple onto stuff. I think you can grab enemies. Typical Halo weapons and stuff, but it just upgraded and looks good. It looks fun.
Yeah. Hopefully they didn't add too much, which usually they have modes where it's just, they give you all the overpowered stuff, and they have modes where, you don't got to worry about the overpowered stuff. So
Right.
I don't think that'll be an issue. I don't think they're going to overdo it. They always have a good amount of customization. Oh yeah, good customization. Their multiplayer's always been awesome. So
yeah, grappling up to an aircraft and ripping somebody out of it, I need those clips.
It's gonna anger so many people,
dude. There's so many ways to use that grapple, and I've seen some complaints already, but you know what, I think if they do it right, it looks good to me. It will fit right in with a little upgrade for Master Chief. And I'm just as excited for the multiplayer in this as I am the campaign, really. I think they're really going to do a good job here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do their big team battle, which I think is what you're seeing with these, with the capture the flag, with the vehicles and whatnot. Of course, that's a very recognizable map right there if you played Halo.
Absolutely.
So, just a lot of good things coming from that little trailer there. Oh. That mode, that skull mode, they're definitely appeasing to a lot of Halo fans with this one.
Yeah, and looks like there's a lot more options too with your cosmetics and your gear, and just the fluidity, man. Like, if you can really jump up like that, grab a sword after you grappled it, and that's really fluid motion.
Do I dare say that some of it looks like Destiny?
Do it. Don't you do it. Okay, we were talking about this earlier, right? Remastered Diablo 2. You're going to do it, right?
So I became a fan of Diablo when Diablo 3 hit the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And I put some time into that game. I ended up buying it on PC again and playing through it there. I bought it on the Xbox One, playing through it on there. And it was just like, I love Diablo games, so I am very much hyped for this.
Yeah, and we get cross progression this time. So,
that I didn't
I bought Diablo 3 4 times and never had to start over. So the fact that I could buy this multiple places to play it and have my same game, that's big for me.
I was so hoping to see Day 1 Game Pass at the end of this.
This is another one that does not get the Day 1 Game Pass. It would have been great, but it's definitely one I'll be picking up and playing while we're waiting for Diablo 4, Oh.
Ontario.
Yes. Yeah, definitely, man. I was hoping to see that Game Pass logo, but another good one for this year.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But that
so did you play Plague's Tale, the original one?
no.
I don't think you did. Good,
Mm.
good freaking game. If anybody hasn't played the original Plague's Tale, it's really good. So this is a sequel of Plague's Tale that's coming.
This looked like creepy as hell, man. Like,
The rats and stuff.
is that what that is? Rats? I wasn't sure if
It
it was
should
like
be.
a sea
If
of
it-
slugs
That's
or like either way, it's moving like water.
Yeah, the first game has that too. The rats just like they move around like water. I think that's what they're doing here too. But really cool games, and they always look really good. Plague's Tale was good.
Why she's just standing there? Move.
She's waiting, man. She is waiting. But I did want to show that because it's definitely a game that's it's going to showcase some of the next gen stuff as well. They really push the visuals in that game.
And this one is on Game Pass Day 1, I believe, right?
2022. I don't think so.
No, this was the third one.
Oh, it is. No, you're right, man.
Yeah, Game Pass.
Another one,
Okay,
Cloud,
so that'll
yep.
be one I definitely try. This
Multiplayer
game,
skins are sexy as hell.
this game here, you know,
This looks good.
we love our SSX games. I never gave Steep a chance.
Right. Yeah, me neither.
This looks really good though. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Not quite the SSX game that we like. However, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's not the
so-
over the top, tricky or, SSX tricky or anything like that. But it looks good. Graphically, it looks nice. This is like next gen console only as well, so it's not like Xbox One or PS4 or anything. Well, it wouldn't be on PS4 anyway, but so it's also going to cloud. So there's another reason why this game is in here. And Duncan from over on One to Escape on CGX podcast, right? Because he had brought this up because we were talking about the Series X blades. And right here, when we get to the end for Game Pass, right? So we are xCloud, Xbox Cloud Gaming, Game Pass, December 2021. But it is an Xbox Series X and S only game.
Oh, good eye,
Therefore,
Duncan.
You cannot run it in the cloud unless you have updated to Series X blades, right? So they must kind of be on track because they did say this year on those, and with a game like this. So yeah, good eye on Duncan, and also just that's really exciting. That's really cool. They didn't say anything during this event, but the clues are there.
Nice.
So I thought that
Although
was
I
really
will say
cool.
real quick, while I was watching this trailer in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's that Riders Republic game where I'm going to be able to snowboard it as well.
True. Dude, so much goodness. With Ubisoft Plus subscription, man, plus Game Pass, like we don't have to buy much, right? If you think about that, I mean, those two subscriptions alone handle so many of the games that are coming out.
This, I believe, is replaced. And, oh man, I love the 2D, the side-scroll games.
This is what
I
Dusty was
love
talking
them.
about right here.
And at first I'm thinking, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's like Dead Cells? But then I'm like, no, it's
No.
little, not quite Dead Cells, but like a lot of it reminds me of Dead Cells, and I love that game. So that'll be one that I definitely want to check out.
It looks cool.
And
looks-
I love my side scrolls.
Yeah, man, and it just looks really good. Visually stunning. It looks really nice. And again, Game Pass, xCloud, console, PC, Xbox absolutely smashed it today.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
There he is. Can't wait for
Yeah.
Replaced. What else do we have? We have Grounded. I don't think you mess with this game, but they've added achievements. There's updates coming. Have you?
No. But what you just said gets my attention because I'm an achievement hunter.
Aha. Yes, they've added achievements because this was early access. And it's actually fun, man.
I actually believe, hopefully I don't mess up my little feed here, but I believe I actually have this game installed on my PC and won't play it because it has no achievements.
Dude, not surprising. I know you got to have the achievements.
I must have deleted it because I don't see it on here, so I had it though.
No, this game is a lot of fun, and you can co-op and stuff like that. They've added mushrooms. They've added this new like spider boss. Are you aware of the scary spider mode? So like if you're scared,
what is that? It turns into a jelly.
Yes, it will turn. Yes, it turns into a jelly. So it's still terrifying though.
Like, or maybe an egg, like an evil egg. over easy, please.
I won't lie though, man. Sometimes when I get surrounded by them spiders, they're creepy as hell when you're little. But the game is fun. It's one I need to jump back into. I played it when it first hit early access, and look, they got an achievement. They unlocked achievement.
Yep.
So June 30th for that. Oh,
Oh yeah, man.
There's
I
the
wonder
player
if
base
you're
for
gonna
this
see
game.
15 big streamers get together now for this. Like they were able to get 10, but can they get 15?
Right, dude, absolutely. And again, this is everywhere. This is going to be console, Game Pass for console, cloud, and PC.
I will say one thing, and like, there's no hate on anything about this, but like, I see a lot of people asking for this to go to cloud gaming, and if they want to play that Among Us like on their phone, like it's usually, I think it's free in most app stores on the phone, but it's $5 on PC and all the gaming consoles. So
that going on xCloud or Xbox Cloud Gaming is awesome. That game can run on a potato, literally, not even a potato PC, like literally a potato. If you plug HDMI into it, it works. Yes, exactly. You can etch a sketch Among Us. So yeah, awesome to see that. What else do we have here? Eden Chronicle Rising. This was just highlighted because, again, more Game Pass, more xCloud. Like, they're just obvious what they're doing here.
This was
Ascent.
the other one, Ascent.
Yes.
And this reminded me of a little bit of a Borderlands feel to it. Like a top-down Borderlands feel.
Yeah. I like my top-down stuff anyway. In this game,
yeah, that's going to be a
looks
game
really
to keep
good.
your eye on.
Absolutely. There we go.
Halo did one, Spartan Assault, I think it was called. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Spartan Assault. They had 2 of those. It was pretty cool, but nothing like the art style and graphics and stuff of this game. This looks great. And we're only a month and a half away from that. There's also Age of Empires 4 coming. That's going to be Xbox Cloud Gaming and PC. That's interesting, right? No console release on that. All right, so we got basically like 2 big games left that they announced. This one, of course, is one I'm super excited for that I played on PC, and I can't wait for the Series X version.
Will this be on Series S as well? Or
Yes,
just X?
this is
Okay.
Series S and X, along with their PC. No cloud
I
announced yet.
like playing MechWarrior 5 on console, and I own it on PC, and I have it through Game Pass on console, and I love playing these PC games that are very heavy mouse and keyboard on a controller.
Yeah.
And to
me
see
too.
that they're, putting it on console just gives me that confidence in the compatibility with a controller.
Yeah, because I did a lot of keyboard and mouse and stuff on PC. I got quite a few hours in this game, but me too. I like Diablo and top-down shooters with a controller when they came over from PC, and I think this game I'm really going to like when it comes over because just them mapping and fitting everything to work better with the controller because it might be compatible with a keyboard and mouse. I haven't found out about that yet because there are some games you can plug in your keyboard and mouse to your Xbox and play, but it's not like a requirement. So I'm really interested to see how they handle that here. But
I mean, everything looks beautiful on it, though. I can't wait to try
this game's gorgeous,
to
man.
find some of these spots myself.
Yeah, and it's so cool because you can have you can have the real time weather on. So like when stuff's happening, you can actually fly there and then kind of like see versions of it, and so it's really cool. But yeah, Series X and S, man, July 27th. We're not far away. Game Pass as well. Another game you don't have to buy. This is a cool DLC, man. So Maverick Top Gun is coming out finally, I think in November in theaters, which
and
for
they
me just
put some jets.
can't wait for the movie, and the fact that they're putting this free, by the way, free DLC, free add-on for Flight Simulator. It looks awesome. You can be Maverick.
Yeah, like I seen the jets too, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fly through the Grand Canyon in a jet.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Definitely. All right, let's get to the juicy juice of Forza. Look at.
Oh man,
it looks so good. I didn't realize I was looking at really believing game rendered until I saw more of this video, man. This is sick.
And I actually enjoyed the in-depth with this game too, where they were talking about like actually taking pictures of these surroundings and like basically, you know, putting those pictures in the game library.
Yeah.
And like it's just so awesome. You find like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, you know, Marvel, DC, like anything you can think of, people are putting in this, and it really like it's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a ton of fun. I do the same thing and go get all the different kind of paint jobs and stuff people have been making. But the scale of this game, yeah, literally they went to a live volcano in Mexico to do this. November, and look, man. So the release date, man. Everyone was saying no Forza till next year. This is freaking November, and so is Halo. Two of my biggest games, both this fall. Now. I'm excited. I know I am.
Yeah, and you know it's Forza Horizon. Like they always have so much cool stuff in Horizon games. Like it's if you've never played one, like for example, Forza Horizon 4 gives you a point where you travel around in the Warthog from Halo, and it makes you look like you're driving on the Halo ring. Yep. You know, you race a jet. You race, you know. You race a big hovercraft, you know, you race dirt bikes. Like, there's really cool things, and the visuals are awesome in these games. So I can't wait for this.
All these games look amazing, right? Forza Horizon 4 and all them looked amazing. Just looking at this, I'm like, wow. I mean, they're really taking it to the next level. I know Gran Turismo 7 on PS5 is also going to look amazing. These games are all going to have ray tracing and high resolution. But this right here is, like, in-game. Like... Yeah. It's crazy. And I remember a couple years ago, Phil Spencer talking about he had seen some of the future of gaming, and it's getting really close to photorealistic. And damn, he was right, because it's getting darn close.
And like I said, you listen to the in-depth on this. Like, if you guys have a chance, go back and watch some of these shows, because like when they go in-depth on some of these games, like they're literally explaining it to you, how they went out and they took photos of the layout, and they used the photo crop in their game, like to make it work. Like, I don't even know how that works, but it sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. And the tech, however they did it this time to pull this off, you know, they did a great job with this. And they also announced they are working on the next Motorsport Forza. So if you're a track racer fan, that's coming. But I don't know. I think it's kind of cool that we're getting 2 Horizons in a row. And it speaks to not only the popularity of that game, but probably how long they've been working on this game for Series X and S and PC.
Yeah, and I think at one point, I think they were going to try and combine the Horizon and the Motorsport series games, and I think they realized that that's just not the best idea, because you can't combine like an arcade style with a sim style. Like, just keep them separate. People are going to be okay with that.
They're best being their own thing. I had heard some stuff about like a all-in-one Forza game that was going to handle everything and be live service for a long time. And it feels like they kind of went away from that and stuck with what's been working. And I'm glad they did as well. I don't want to see too much of just a mashup in one game, because you can run into too many problems with the quality of the content.
Real quick, I was just going to say, Maker of Chaos, it looks like there will be Series X Blades by December, as there's a release that's not on Xbox One.
Shredders.
But
the snowboarding game
Series
Shredders.
S and X, that will also be on cloud gaming. So that kind of implies, you know, there's no hardcore solid thing on it, but that implies that, Duncan has really good ice.
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely puts out a little clue that they should be on track. They've always said by the end of this year, xCloud ready to come out of beta, ready to go prime time, 4K, Series X blades. And there's a reason why I can walk into my local Best Buy and grab a Series S right now in stock if I want to, and the Series X you can't order it. It's not just the popularity of the console. They are using the hardware, I'm sure, to get these things ready to go. So really exciting that it looks like we should get true Xbox Cloud gaming this year, and that would be awesome. Awesome.
Oh yeah, big things coming.
Big things, dude. They're really pulling off their vision of just what they've laid out to be everywhere. TVs and phones and consoles and PC and exclusives mean the Xbox platform, not console. You know what I mean? So Xbox is changing it up. And look, I'm a big PlayStation fan as well. And the PS5 is also an amazing piece of tech. But when it comes to the business model, I think it's kind of time for Sony to change a little bit. Because people are going to keep getting a taste of this kind of value, and it's going to be tough to keep not having a decent subscription service over there. Just my opinion. And
I think they're making moves. I honestly think they already realize that, and I think they're making moves.
Yeah, I've heard, they've even said themselves something's coming, right? With PS Now, with PS Plus, and a Game Pass kind of thing for Sony, and I want it, man. I will pay for it. Definitely, they've got the content as well, just like Xbox does. They've got the player base like Xbox does. So
they just got to take that leap of faith.
Yeah. And what I was saying in an earlier discussion with someone too is even if you hate Xbox, right? You just despise them. You're one of the people. You're Sony only, or whatever the case may be. This is still all good news. Because competition is going to drive your preferred platform to give you a better experience as well. Without this kind of competition that's being brought right now by Luna, by Xbox, and some other places, you don't get better products elsewhere. And so even if you're a hater,
not going to fold.
Right. Even if this isn't your thing, this is good for you. This is good for gaming. Xbox bringing it as hard as they're trying to, and going for cloud and PC and console and content and subscriptions and value, it's going to push other companies after the same thing, and that's going to benefit everybody. But coming to Game Pass. So another little picture we got up there. But yeah, that pretty much, except for we had one more thing, right? A new IP. Did you see Redfall?
Yes, I did. I did see that, and definitely looks interesting. Looks a little Fortnite-ish, a little bit. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
Tune-wise, yeah, but I don't think it has that, PvP builder type thing going on. But atmosphere-wise, it does have that, just that kind of art style and feel to it.
Yeah, the art style. That's more so what I meant there. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, I still don't know a lot about it, even from watching this earlier. But I did think, man, for a new IP, this looks cool. It definitely is promising. It could have some potential, but.
And Game Pass, you'd be able to try it out regardless of whether it's good or not.
That's the thing, man, with Game Pass and with Luna, is that little subscription, and Ubisoft Plus, EA Play Pro, there's so many games that come out that you can just jump into and give a shot. And there's a lot of value out there in gaming that we didn't used to have. We used to have to literally buy everything, and it was a little tougher.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see these games come out, and you're like, here, you feel your wallet hurting you.
Yeah,
so
man. Even back in Super Nintendo, I remember getting Mortal Kombat 2. It was like $70 back then. You know what I mean? And just there's a lot more value in gaming now than there ever has been. What's up, Megatron X?
Really, I really enjoy her streams there.
Yeah, man. I jump in a lot of her streams. Gaming. Yep. I really appreciate her jumping in here. Always go check out her streams. And anybody that checks out this video that doesn't, you should go definitely check out what she's got going on. But yeah, man, exciting new IP here. We'll see what it does. Am I crazy? Because, I would take like a Recore too. And this also has the art style of Recore. I don't know if you...
I never got into that game.
It's not bad. It's not great. It's not like a great game, but it had potential.
Gotcha. I mean, it looks really good though. Like I'll definitely be trying it out. regardless.
Yeah, man,
Um,
definitely.
you know, obviously character options, weapon options, when the guy, I think was this the game the guy was talking about? You got like different cards you can put. No, that was something
No.
else. Never mind. That was Back for Blood. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, Back for Blood. That game, man. You watch, you watch that WB show just waiting for something else.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, I can't even be mad about it. So.
Oh man. Oh my gosh. But yeah, man, just overall then, to kind of start to recap, this has been a great show. This has been a lot of fun going through E3. By far we didn't hit everything, but we hit the big shows. We're going to do the same thing Tuesday for coverage of Monday and Tuesday. So we'll do that Tuesday night 8:45 Eastern as well. But man, I'm exhausted in a good way since yesterday. There's just been game after game after game that I just feel like I need to play all of them. There's been a lot of good announcements.
And I mean, not only that, but we'll go over, like, I'd actually like to talk a little about Back for Blood in the next next podcast, and we definitely need to hit the PC gaming show.
Yeah.
I highly advise watching that. It is definitely entertaining, not a Devolver Digital entertaining, but it was entertaining, and they had some good games on that lineup. We'll definitely get into that on the next podcast.
We'll fit in as much as we possibly can. Nintendo's hopefully got some interesting stuff for us on Tuesday. I don't know what Monday's going to bring, but yeah, we'll squeeze in everything.
Capcom in the lineup.
There's Capcom Monday.
Some good game there.
Yeah, there could be anything happen between now and Tuesday, but we will definitely be covering as much of it as we can. But Ubisoft Forward was great. Xbox's showcase was great, and everybody's doing a good job this year with E3 so far. So
it's been an awesome E3, and I know we didn't get to go over Gearbox either, but like the Gearbox stuff actually was pretty decent. Right. I believe it was Wonderlands, which is like a Borderlands like a little side story from Borderlands because it's all involving Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina. It's like a full-fledged game now, like a full spin-off of pretty cool.
You got Homeworld 3 they teased. They didn't actually have any gameplay or anything on that. And Tribes of Midgard is one that definitely I think is going to be one to watch. I know I mentioned it earlier in the podcast, but Tribes of Midgard's got that Valheim feel to it.
Yeah.
With some multiplayer and some cool little features. So I think that's going to be one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I think so too, man. They definitely had a couple of games with potential in there. They didn't come real hard this year, but that's okay. They didn't have to. The movie looks cool. And, those couple of games in Midgard look great. So we'll keep an eye on those.
They had a Borderlands movie coming out, I think. I might have seen something about that in the Gearbox presentation, like a couple hundred times.
A couple, yeah, they did, man. And I knew Wonderlands would be something Megatron would be into, so she'll probably be streaming that. Everybody keep an eye out for that when it comes out.
Nice. If I don't pick that up, I'll be checking that out on Megatron stream.
Because that's what happens too with games I don't want to play, man. I find somebody I like to watch, and I'll go watch them play it for a while. I'm like, oh, cool, and then get to check it out, and that's what works for me. So
definitely.
All right, guys, I think we are going to wrap it up for this week. Thanks to everybody that joined, everybody in the chat. Thanks again for the super chat earlier. That was really awesome. And Tuesday night, another podcast. We're going to do 2 this week to cover E3. So, we'll see what happens to that. Again, thanks for everybody coming to check us out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.